Jodegeld Kivanok Hujvaj. Greetings from, well, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where the hell I am. No, I'm just kidding. Excuse the, excuse the unhand, the shake on the camera. We, my imaginary friend and we find ourselves waking up in Muleshoe Bend Recreation Area, and for $12 a night, you can have an entire campground with nobody else in sight. And if you look on a map, northwest of Austin, we are in. We're just outside of a little town called Spicewood. Kind of a nice little name, isn't it? Spicewood. So we're just outside of Spicewood, Kansas. And to say last night was an adventure. That's a bit of an understatement. I'll tell you that. Oh, that's good. But yesterday we woke up in San Antonio and headed to Austin. So we went to Austin yesterday, and if you look on a map of downtown Austin, you'll see a big green park that begins with a Z. I can't recall how to pronounce it, but we parked our camper. We parked our truck and camper over in this large park area, uh, and went off on bikes. We took off on bikes, and fortunately she knows how to ride. Fortunately, she knows how to ride a bike. But so anyway, we took off on bikes, and we ended up going down to Barton Springs, which is just a wonderful place to swim. And we get down there to Barton Springs, and we're sleeping. We get down to Barton Springs, and I was swimming a bit, and then we got on the bikes, and we decided to take this trail along the river. We decided to take this trail along the river. If you look at a Google map, you'll see that this park with a Z on it, and then just up the river, two or three bridges, or hids as they call them in Magyar. Just up the river was the Congress Avenue Bridge, and the Congress Avenue Bridge is where the bats come out, where they're supposed to come out. That's another story. But anyway, so we pedaled along this path that was I don't know, it wasn't a paved path, but we pedaled along this path, and it wasn't a straight shot. It wasn't a straight shot along the river by any stretch of the imagination. There are all types of forks in the path, as the saying goes. There are all types of forks, and go left here or go right here, or what have you. And so we found our way down to the Hyatt Regency. Found our way down to the Hyatt Regency, and there was a Starbucks sign. So when you see a Starbucks sign, you got to go in and pay $3.50 for a single shot of espresso. But anyway, so we went there, and we ended up spending the better part of 2-3 hours working in the Starbucks there, and we spent 2 or 3 hours working in the Starbucks, and then we went off on a little adventure of the bridge to watch the bats. But I thought the bats came out like, I thought it was they were going to come out right at just like as the sun goes down. I thought they were going to come out. Well, no, they didn't come out. They did. They didn't come out at all. So I'm just giving you a forewarning. Notice that you might watch my video, Bats of Austin. There's going to be a lot of thumbs down on that video because there were no bats. But there we stood on the bridge. There we stood on the bridge, waiting for the bats with, I don't know, 400 other people, waiting for the bats to show up. And when it started to get late, like 9 o'clock, something like that, started to get dark. All right. we had to pedal our way back to the park. We had to pedal from the Hyatt. You can look on a map from the Hyatt. We had to pedal back to the park that begins with a Z. And you know, I looked at that situation. What she decided to do. I said, "What should we do? Should we ride back to the park? It wasn't very far. It was only a couple miles, maybe a mile and a half." I said, "Should we should we ride back on the path in the dark with no lights and a cell phone that's got about a 20% indicator on it that battery life, or do we go on the street in the nice little bike trail, marked in the street going back there, which is pretty much a straight shot?" Well, guess what? She wants to take the bike path for whatever reason. She felt confident. Let's take the bike path, and off we rode into the dark. Off we rode into the dark down this bike path, and in spots it was pretty damn dark, and I just all the while I couldn't believe what the hell we were doing. I just couldn't believe it. And then we get up to another spot, along the path, and it's like go left or go right. That we could see a little bit, but it's like go left or go right. You know, and at this point in time, I've got my cell phone turned on with the battery or with the flashlight on my cell phone, trying to light the way. And she says, "Let's go right." And I keep thinking, all the while I keep thinking about the Bible, what the Bible says about, how a man should treat a woman, and that a man should, raise a woman up, elevate a woman and praise a woman, and cherish a woman, and trust a woman's intuition. Well, no more on the intuition part, no, no more on the intuition part. It should have been we should have taken the road back, but we finally made it back. We finally made it back to the camper after, I don't know, it was 30 minutes or something. We make it back to the camper, and to say that I was on edge was a to say I was on edge was an understatement. And we get all situated. I have to put the bikes up on the rack in the dark, and all that type of stuff. And I get into the car, and we got about a 45-minute drive ahead of us. I get into the car, and priority number one was to thank God, that we had gotten back to the car, and I mean that literally. I folded my hands and I put my head down on the steering wheel, and I started to thank the Lord upstairs for guiding us back safely, to the car. And all the while, my LTC, she's looking at me and she's like, "Are you okay?" She didn't know what the hell I was doing. She says, "Are you okay? Are you tired? Are you exhausted?" And finally, I stopped, and I made the sign of the cross, and I know that she knew what I was doing. And I said, "No," I said, "I was praying. I was thanking God. I was thanking God that we got you back here, that we got back here okay." And she said, "I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid at all." And I said, "It's not about whether or not you were afraid or not. I said, it's about whether or not you were safe. And your safety is my responsibility." And I looked at taking a bike path in the middle of in the middle of the night, or the darkness of the night, with no lights, and a cell phone showing a 20% battery life was necessarily the safest thing to do. I said, "You're my precious cargo. I got to deliver the package. I got to deliver the package in one piece." And that wasn't the best thing. And to hell with your woman's intuition, something like that. But anyway, we made it back. We made it back, and we found this place. Now the adventure didn't stop there. The adventure didn't. You would think the adventure stopped there, but no. So we drive, and now it's getting on about 11 o'clock, and we're driving along, and somebody had told me about this beautiful recreation area called Horseshoe Bend or Mule Shoe Bend. Maybe Horseshoe Bend would be a better, be a better would be a better spot. But we're staying at Mule Shoe Bend recreation area, and we pulled in last night, not knowing if I was going to see a gate. It's 11 o'clock at night. We pulled in, and not quite sure what we would see. Well, the gate was open, and it cost $12 a night. It cost $12 a night to camp here, and I gotta say it's rather nice. But pulling into this place, there's this big sign right on Lake Travis. There's a big warning sign that water levels can rise unexpectedly. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, oh, great. So anyway, we pull in, and the first thing you notice is that there's nobody here. See? I mean, there is literally, if I turn the camera around, there's literally nobody here. You see? Nobody here. So we pull in and we find a spot, and there's our spot right over there. And the LTC is peacefully sleeping in that back half of the camper, whereas I slept up on the right hand side of the camper. And I gotta say, all in all, it's working out wonderfully. It really is. It's really working out. It's really working out wonderfully. And the other thing that I was thinking about, the other thing that I was thinking about yesterday, all day yesterday, I was thinking about this, was along the lines, excuse me, along the lines of the video I did the other day. That you don't always get what you want. Uh, all the while, I found myself thinking that, in years gone past, I might have reacted completely different to this situation. Here I am driving across the country with an absolutely beautiful lady that I adore, and driving across the country all the while with this lady that whose heart belongs to another man, and life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react. And all the while that I'm traveling with her, all the while that I'm traveling with her, I keep reminding myself that this trip isn't about Tom Hall. This trip isn't about what Tom Hall needs or wants. This trip more so is about fulfilling a woman's dream. Sleeping over in that camper right now is a woman that used to put pictures up on the wall of Florida and what have you in her room growing up in a small town outside of Budapest. And for me, this trip has become the fulfillment of a dream, the fulfillment of her dream, and making sure that her dream is fulfilled, and without an expense. Well, there's I shouldn't say that because there's quite a bit of expense, but 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 there are no all I care about is her safety, and that she is safe, um, and that she gets on that plane on August 15th and says, "Boy, that Tom Hall is a good man." That's all I really care about. And there may be some out there that think I have some underlying ulterior motives, but all I really care at the end of the day is what do Harry and Amy think over in Ireland about me. That's it, you know. if Harry and Amy, think good things about me, then to the hell with the rest of them. That's all that really matters. But no, in all seriousness, I'm not going to say it's not without its challenges. I adore, I absolutely adore that lady that is sleeping in that camper, and I got to tell you that I am. I sometimes I'm left scratching my head trying to figure things out with the whole situation because you know what? Given the opportunity, I would put a ring on that lady's finger this afternoon without question. I would put a. A lot of people say that I'll never get married. They say I'll never get married. You'll never get married. You're non-committal. But boy, give me that finger and I'd put a ring on it in a heartbeat. But anyway, but if it's not meant to be, if it's not meant to be, then I'm sure that life will ultimately bring me the right individual. And Harry is a gentleman, and I mean that in every sense of the word. Harry is a gentleman over in where is it? Not Dublin, at Belfast, I think. And Harry sent me an email communicating his concern that, at the when the trip is all over, I'm going to be left brokenhearted and and let down. And Harry, no need to worry, no need to worry about that. I'm not going to be left. I'm not going to be left brokenhearted. You just let go, let God in life. You go through life, you let go, you let God take you along the path that you need to be, and ultimately, ultimately, as that Shaker hymn goes, it'll be in the valley of love and delight, I think. But hmm. Anyway, so now it's on with the show, and today we are headed to. We're gonna try to make Santa Fe, and there's this Buddhist building there or something like that. I don't know. Just type in. It's called a Supa or something like that. I don't know what it is. It's a place where Buddhists go to pray, and she wants to go. She wants to go see this. I don't know. At Supa, something like that. It's something like that. She wants to go see this thing in Santa Fe, and interestingly enough, it's all about. In so many ways, it's all about her. I go into yesterday we stopped at a Walmart to get her what did we stop to get her? Stopped to get her like a wash something to wash her clothes. I can wash her clothes in, and we stopped to get her that. And every time we go into a place like that, it's just like whatever she wants, I want to get her. Not like I'm trying to buy her love or buy her affection. It's just that I want her to be happy. That's it. Just want her to be happy. But anyway, it's a shame. It's a shame that maybe one day she'll do a video with me. Perhaps one day she'll do a video with me. But boy, what a delight she is. She is really, really a delight. Anyway, with all that being said, I need to get on with my day. It's going to be a long drive today. But boy, we had a nice spot, and didn't need the air conditioner last night. You can see the space right over there, and we had all the windows open, and all the windows of the camper open, and and the sounds of the nearby forest were just playing their tune all night long. So anyway, with all that being said, have a wonderful day. It would have been wonderful to have my dad with me on a trip like this as well. That really would have been a joy. But